think I got it going. I think we have somewhat of a live stream going here. Get the mic closer so maybe you guys will be able to hear me better. All right. Right now I'm working on a Nintendo Switch Lite. This came in because it needs a thumbstick. So we're going to replace the thumbstick. What's up, Finks? First one in, huh? Thanks for coming in, man. Yeah. You know, I don't stream often because I don't always have the time for it, but when I do, it's amazing, and I appreciate it. Very, very grateful whenever I do get a chance to, because I actually really like to live stream. Yeah, eventually what I would like to have is, and I don't know at what point I'll get one. I'll have to invest in one. I'd like to have a top-down camera at some point, and then also eventually get one of those microscope cameras like the Northridge Fix one. So my dad actually has one in the other room, but it's his, and so that means I have to move my microscope head every time I want to use it. And it's just like, it's really inconvenient. So maybe one day I'll get one that will be permanent, but it's a lot of money to dish out right all at once. But it's totally worth it. It's just when the time comes, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, today I got a couple things I got to do. I have a controller and I have the Switch so far. I am using a Lumix G7. It is a pretty older camera by now, but it does 4K. The capture card that I'm using for this camera right now is an Elgato HD60 Pro. So it's not the 4K version, but it's the PCIe card that goes in your computer. You know, I was trying to debate whether or not I wanted a PCIe card or I wanted a USB card, but the PCIe card just, I just like a more dedicated card. I don't know if it has better bandwidth or not. I don't know. Business is at least here in Michigan, thanks. It's pretty up and down, but lately business is doing good, so that's good. But business is always up and down. I feel like maybe it's just my experience in just doing business. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just my bad advertising, but business is always up and down for me specifically. But I mean, I'm grateful for whatever business I do get, because it's, you know, brings in the money and it keeps me occupied, keeps me entertained, keeps me learning. That's one thing I'm really grateful for, is just being able to learn, you know, because basically, like, you know, if you guys have been following my channel for a long time, I don't know how much you guys know, but I used to, or let me back up. So I actually do this full time now, not this job in specific, but I do fix stuff full time. No name. My name is Chase. My name is Chase. No, so I actually do this full time. I work at another business and I do this shop as well. So pretty much my full-time thing is fixing electronics. But before, I actually worked. I worked at Whirlpool, building washing machines. Can you believe it? Yeah, so if you bought a washing machine in 2019, 2020, 2021, there's a potential that I would have helped build your washing machine. Yeah, what's up, Mike? That fox? What fox are you talking about, man? Also, guys, I may have to step out every now and again if I do have customers coming through. So, you know, it's kind of just how it goes when I'm doing the grind, you know. All right. So far where we're at, we got the switch apart to the point where I'm about to swap out the thumbstick. You know, I chase that fox. Hey, man. We're all trying to chase that fox, man. I'm doing it every day now, man. What's kind of funny is there, in some regard, there, if you do repairs like this full time, there are times where you can definitely get burnt out, and that was something I felt was kind of shocking to me. That was actually like feeling burnt out at one point, and I had like just started, and I'm like, come on, dude. And I think it was just because I was overworking myself, but I mean, to be honest though, you cannot beat like doing what you love full time. There's nothing that compares to it. Doing what you love, just, you know, my dad always says, when you do what you love, it'll never feel you'll never work a day in your life. And I'm pretty sure that's a pretty old saying, but it's like, when you love it, it'll never ever feel like work to you. And that's something that like I really value, because, you know, realistically, I feel like when you get to a point in your life where, you know, you got a family, you gotta make ends meet, all that stuff, but you don't have to make yourself suffer just to get the ends meet, you know, to meet, you know, get the money, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to suffer. You know, in some instances you may have to, you know, you got to do what you got to do. If you got to go work at McDonald's, you got to do it, you know, but like, there are opportunities, but you got to create your path. What's up, Ruggers Customs? Welcome, man. All right. We're getting somewhere with this switch. Hopefully it works. Hopefully this stick that I'm changing doesn't come in with built-in drift or something, because that would suck. Oh, man. Another really cool thing that has happened, I've also been kind of busy. I don't know if you guys realized or noticed, but I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately. And, you know, obviously I did post one yesterday or the day before. I think day before or something. Yesterday, whatever. No, it was the day before. And it's like one of the first videos in a while that that was something I actually like had been thinking about for like weeks on making. And just recently, I ended up buying a house and doing this. Literally like fixing electronics, bought my own house. It's amazing. I'm very, very, very just like happy and super blessed. Hall effect sticks. So what's funny is I have not tried them yet, and I really would like to. I want to buy some, but like I just haven't yet. I'd like to. Thanks, Sphinx. I appreciate that, man. It's probably one of the coolest things, because, you know, I lived, you know, pretty much, you know, I lived in an apartment, at least for the last 2 years, rented a house, like 3 years before that, rented an apartment for like a year before that. So it's been kind of like, you know, jumping between just, you know, not being able to have animals like cats or dogs, you know, not being able to paint your walls, like, you know, I mean, we were able to paint, I think, at the one house that we rented, but the apartments, no, we couldn't paint there, so that did kind of suck. But like, wasn't terrible though. I mean, you know, like, apartment life realistically isn't that bad for people that do live and enjoy apartment life. I just prefer to like own my own stuff and just do what I want with what I have, you know? All right. We're getting somewhere with this thing. Give me 1 second, guys. Hang on just a moment. Let me see how to... All right, I am back. Can you guys hear me good? Possibly. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe so. All right, so we have it back together on like almost not completely, but we can probably test this thing and see if it works. Oh, okay, good. Good, good, good. All right. Okay, I don't know if this thing is charged though. Let's see. So it is not turning on. I didn't unplug the battery, but I didn't think that was necessary. But I have a Nintendo Switch charger here. So I'm gonna unplug that, plug that in. Grab the charger. Let's plug it up. Do we have a dead battery charging symbol here, so that is good. I don't know if you can see that on screen. So yeah, we'll test the new stick here in a minute. So the other job that I've got, it's a PS5 controller. It says PS5 controller, new sticks and buttons sticking. So I don't know what that means, but and it's in pieces. So my assumption is that we're gonna have to take this controller apart, find out what buttons don't work, what sticks don't work, and what are drifting or whatever, and put the whole thing back together. So that'd be fun. What's funny is I'm not so like I do work on controllers, but like I'm not like a huge controller person. I prefer to not work on them personally. Oh, Taptic, you're so funny, dude. Well, okay. So what's funny is, all right, if you're familiar with Joey Does Tech, I actually talked to him, and he said during at least the month of October to like November area, and I have noticed a huge difference that there is quite a substantial rise in, if you're monetized, you can occur more viewers during the month. That's like it, and so like during those months, it's you know, if you're feeling burnt out, my suggestion is, especially during these months, just freaking crank it out, man. Plus, Taptic, your videos are awesome, so I don't see. I mean, I get it though, because editing it's a lot. It can be sometimes, especially if you don't have the time and you've got other stuff to do. What's funny is like I actually really enjoy editing a lot. It's just it can be really time consuming, but the payoff is totally worth it. I wish Nintendo Switch charging circuits were faster. Okay, I did do that. I thought I didn't latch one of the latches down. I did. But that wouldn't have mattered for charging. Okay, so we don't need that no more. Throw away the garbage. Oh, man. Yeah, so did you guys happen to see the video that I posted the other day? Possibly. I guess I was as far as the video goes, I guess Northridge Fix ended up seeing it, Alex, and he ended up shouting it out, which I thought was crazy. I was like, dude, that is just so cool. Which we did technically. Oh yeah, that's right, Taptic. You commented on that. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're the best, dude. Yeah, I woke up this morning. So like, all right. So I went to bed last night, probably like a little after midnight, I think, something like that. And I woke up at 5:30 this morning, EST, and I look and I seen a comment from Northridge Fix because, well, you know, what I said was it wasn't. It was the most endearing way I could be, you know, to do my best to be, as well as just be funny, you know. to him at the same time. Hey, what's up? I'm trying. I don't want to botch your name, man, but it starts with an F. I'll try it. Flavius. Flavius. I've never pronounced a name like that, but hey, you're the best, man. That's what's up, Bradley. That's good, man. Yeah, I was shocked. Like he went and watched it, and then he ended up shouting it out on his community page. I was just like, dude, you're the freaking best, man. Dude, I was like, I literally was so shocked because I was actually scared. I was like, dude, did he comment something like he was mad or something, you know? Because it's like whenever you do comedy stuff, like you always got to be like adding your A game, make sure that it doesn't cross like certain boundaries. You got to make sure it's like clean cut, good, and it doesn't overstep. You don't want to end like Chris Rock and Will Smith, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I'm just glad that he's able to take a joke. But I guess the one I'm wondering is if Lewis Rossman is going to end up seeing it or not. That and Tronics Fix. I don't know, but maybe. So obviously I know that my mate Vince seen it because he commented, which I thought that was cool. So yeah, this is a couple. I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, I'm finally back. I'm so sorry. I went on for like ever. I do apologize. I had a customer that I had to take care of. So obviously I got to take care of my customers. They are amazing. They keep me busy and they keep my business going. But as do you guys too. You guys are amazing. You guys keep me going as well. So I gotta share my time with everybody. What's up, Robert? All right. Gotta make sure that this is still working. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I believe my sound should be back on. All right, cool. Oh, by the way, the Nintendo Switch, is it gonna turn on? Okay, it's on. Okay, let me see. Okay, touch screen work. Yep. Okay, we didn't disconnect any touchscreen stuff, so it's working. Let's see. Okay, that works. Now we gotta just make sure it's not drifting, or like not drifting, but recalibrated. Okay. Let me double check that. Calibrate control sticks. See where we're at with this one. Okay. Looks like we don't have to calibrate this one. Alright guys, we fixed it, so that's good. Now we can just put the back of it on, and we should be good to go. Okay. Yo, what's up, mate? I was gonna say, how did you guys, if you guys saw my latest video, how did you guys like my British accent, or my attempt at a British accent? I literally just, dude, British accents are basically the death of me. That Scottish, Irish, Scottish, British, New Zealand, Australian, they're all different, but they're all like really close, and I suck at all of them. Okay, let me see. Bradley, so you're teaching yourself reballing big chips or tiny chips, or what are you working on, dude? You know, the one thing for those that work on Nintendo Switches, I wish the outer Phillips screws, the ones that like go on the tops and the bottom, right here by the charging port, I wish these were like, I don't know if I think they're made of aluminum because they're not magnetic, and you can't touch them with magnets. Bad resolution. You might have to reload your page, maybe. Oh, hold on. It says the stream's current bit rate lower than the recommended bit rate. Oh, that was just a random warning. Oh, so you're trying to reball GPUs. Well, to be honest, technically, I would be the wrong person to ask because I have never successfully reballed a large chip like that. Yeah, I was gonna say my my camera is 1080p, 60 frames going into my capture card, so it should be capturing, what's necessary. My recommendation for slightly smaller chips, like if you're trying to get into reballing Southbridge, EMMC, or even if you go lower than that, like tiny BGAs like for Nintendo Switch or phones, my recommendation is to get some stencils. So I have quite a few here. I can tell you all that I have. I actually have a lot of them. I have, I forgot I even had this one. This is the stencil that you saw in the video for the EMMC stencil. This one I haven't opened yet or used, but I have one at my other work that I have used. This is a stencil for Nintendo Switch APU, and I have not been totally successful on reballing the main processor yet, but I'm on my way to it. And you can use solder paste. This is a Nintendo Switch RAM, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth chip, like other chips. These are a handful of iPhone ones from like iPhone 8 to iPhone like maybe 10 or something. MacBook, and I think this one's one of my semi favorites. I'm not a huge fan of the Keon Lee stencils, but this one was cheap and available, so I bought it. It's a universal stencil, so like I'm not great at this, but phone CPU reballing on large stencils like this with solder paste, if the stencil isn't like a thick stencil, you risk it warping under heat when you use direct heat, and I mean, maybe I haven't gotten the method down right. I would like to continue to learn how to do it the right way, but dude, hand reballing, man, oh my god. Imagine hand reballing a chip, and then you're heating it up and you accidentally knock it and it just kind of like floats over. Dude, that's why I don't like hand reballing. Because then I just wasted like 2 hours of my life trying to hand reball. I actually, funny enough, I actually have solder balls. I don't know where they're at now, but they're somewhere on the bench. I think they're like 0.5 in size. And those solder balls, I was trying to hand reball a PS5 Southbridge before I got that one stencil, so I could do the solder paste. Dude, doing the solder paste, man, is just like freaking 10 out of 10. Yeah, I've tried hand reballing. It is not for the faint of heart. If you're good at it and you have time and all that, good for you. But dude, I just don't have the patience, man, for hand reball. I mean, if you got it, like the way I see it is, yo, what's up, David? Computer booter in the house, man. Dude, I saw your comment, and what's funny is there were a lot of repair technicians to pick from. There was a huge pool, and I thought, I actually did consider putting you in, just so you know, you were thought of. But what's funny is I actually initially, for the original cut, the video was actually much shorter until I talked to Guido, and I originally had Guido in for the script, and I actually wrote the script for Guido, the Italian retro guy. And I actually was not going to put him in it because I was like, I don't have time to like do this all up. I told him about the video, and he was like, he told me, he was like, oh, maybe we could do something. But I was like, man, I don't know if I'll have the time for it. And I was like, gosh, screw it. I'll throw you in and I'll just we'll do something. Maybe his part wasn't the best that I could have done. I wish I could have perfected all of the parts, but I think because of the video's success, we may have to see a part 2. I know, dude. I thought about Soren, and everybody had been saying on the video about Soren, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to do a part 2 now. Because it's like, I don't want to break, how do I say it, man? Like, I don't want to not do somebody that I could have done. Like, all right, there's iPad Rehab. Obviously, you got David, Computer Booter. You've got freaking STS, Telcom. You have Soren. You have Taptic Digital. You have so many, and it's countless. Like, you have so many different people you could do that I literally have so many, like, I mean, if we could see a part 2 and potentially a part 3 banking on the success of number 1, but I think we could probably see a part 2. Dude, I was so scared for the Northridge Fix one. I didn't want to like overstep my, and well, really for all of them, I was like terrified. But at the same time, I was like, comedy is one of those things where you kind of have to just like take that risk and figure out if that is gonna work or not. You know? Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. I appreciate that a bunch. I know my humor can be kind of dry sometimes, but if you guys like it, well, then I appreciate it. But yeah, David, we definitely will probably have you in part 2 when and if I do a part 2, for sure. Yeah, what I was actually shocked about, because like, you know, I was originally, my dad was asking me if I would reach out to Alex of Northridge Fix and be like, hey, I posted this video with you in it. But then at the same time, I was like, nah, man, let's just leave the video and let it be organic. And if it gets his attention, it does, you know? And I don't know how he saw it, but I did end up at their username in the description, because I thought, well, if I do that, he could see it. But I was thinking more along the lines of, if somebody that watched the video wanted to know who the person that I was talking about, that way there was an actual list of people that they could go and see their channel, you know? It's almost like a giant shout out. So what's funny is another thing, and I really wish I could go back in time and fix this. Where's my DeLorean? You know what I mean? I got to go back in time now. Yeah. So one thing that I wish I would have done is, and Northridge Fix mentioned it, was at the very end of the video, the baseball bat. I ended up using a broomstick because I actually don't own a baseball bat, but my brother-in-law does, and I could have stopped at his house and picked up a baseball bat. I really, really wish I would have. But I mean, it is what it is now. But I think there's potential for the part 2 that I could come up with a reason why I didn't use one or something. I'll have to come up with a story. I'm gonna have to write the story, and it might be some time before part 2 comes out, but I'll kind of sit and spin ideas for a little bit so I can make the video as good as I can. We'll say it like that, because it's almost like the first version of the video is like part 1, or it's like revision 1 or revision 0.0001. It's like the very, very first, you know. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Okay, let me see. Oh, hold on, guys, 1 second. I got a few customers reaching out. Okay, I got to respond to like a couple customers here. Give me just a moment, guys. Okay. All right. Take it easy, David, man. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, don't worry, dude. What's funny, he's actually, funny thing about David, he's actually in California. So right now for me, EST, it's almost 2 o'clock. So my thought was, David, you're still in bed at 2 o'clock? What's up, Uber? AMD, what's up? Take care, David. You have a great rest of your day, dude. Uber says audio is a bit low. Let me see if I can raise it. Test 1 2. Does that sound better? Maybe the audio is a little bit higher now. I turned up like the actual audio itself. Maybe that'll help. Okay, good, good. Okay, so I did something right today. Okay, great. Okay, so all in all, so far that we have fixed, and like I said, eventually I would like to get a top-down camera. I don't have one yet. Of course, I want to get one of those similar basic. I would like to have the one that Northridge Fix has, the camera scope. My dad had, like I mentioned, my dad has the Northridge Fix scope, but it's on his bench, and yeah, I'm free to use it whenever I want, but it's a big hassle because I got to remove my microscope head, put his in place, set it all up, and it can just be a big hassle. What's funny is I actually, in a lot of ways, I prefer the camera scope. In a lot of ways, I prefer a stereo microscope. It's all preference. It just depends. But like when you have a good image microscope on the screen, it's like, you can't beat it. But I'm good with both. So my preference, I guess it just depends. I really like the camera scope because it's more universal for recording good content. I've never gotten a good camera setup with my microscope head. I cannot get a good picture out of it to save my life. So, yeah. Anyways, real quick, I am actually going to call this customer for the Nintendo Switch that we changed the thumbstick on and let him know it's ready for pickup, because I will be closing at 3 p.m. EST, which is in like an hour and 15 minutes. So at least we'll have that time, and if any customers come in, we'll go ahead and take care of them. So give me just a moment, guys. All right, guys, I am back. Okay, so I'm going to set this switch off to the side for now. And now we have this PS5 controller that is in a plastic baggie that I have no idea on God's green earth what is going on with it, man. It's in pieces. Somebody took it apart previously. I don't know what's going on with it, except the ticket says PS5 controller new sticks and button sticking. Okay, so it looks like the thumbsticks, looks like he replaced the thumbsticks, and it looks like the thumbsticks he put on, maybe those are new, and a button is sticking. What button is sticking? All the buttons feel good. Except for I didn't touch those. Let me plug this in and see what is going on with it. Because realistically, if it's... I'm gonna check out the gamepad tester. We'll see what's going on. Alright, let me switch. Okay, yeah, there we go. You guys can see that. Alright, let's connect controller. Good thumbsticks. Those are good. Yeah, I mean those look as centered as they can probably get. Yeah, I mean that button obviously doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean the controller seems to be working, so probably just put it back together. All the buttons feel great. The only ones I haven't tested are the Maybe I should test those real quick. The R1 and L1, because the buttons aren't physically there, but I can use a pair of tweezers on the not blunt or not sharp end to test them really quick. Oh, maybe we should go up. Dual sense. All right, let's test. Okay, that one's working. And that one's working. Okay, so we got buttons that work. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I'll unplug it. I'll probably, let me think. I gotta think, because if this is all it needs is just basically a reassembly, and that's all it needs. But oh, you know what? I think one of the ribbon cables is disconnected too, so I might have to open it up, see what's going on. Okay, let's do it, boys. By the way, it's a black controller. I didn't know if you guys knew that. These black ones are so nice, dude. You know what my favorite controller is? I think it's probably just nostalgia. It's probably the PS3 controller. I really love that controller. Nice, dude. Logic analyzer. Let's go. Let's go. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Is that like a a logic analyzer? Is that a spectrum analyzer? Is that the same thing? Okay, looks like that is connected. Yep, okay, and then that's got to be flipped around and plugged in that way. Got one of the ribbon cables that are a little wonky. Okay. All right, that's good. Now, all right, where's the? We're missing. Oh, it's in there. We're missing whatever the ribbon cable that for the PS5 controller that sits on the little battery housing thing. This little guy right here. This goes like right down here. Plugs in. Folds over and plugs in. Something like that. Okay. Beautiful. Done. Okay. Yeah, dude, I mean, none of the buttons are sticking. I wonder if maybe I missed the thumbsticks. Maybe those are sticking? Or not thumbsticks, excuse me. I did notice that the thumbsticks themselves looked like they had been replaced. They almost look like PlayStation 4 ones, man. Honestly. And they weren't like pushed in all the way. They kind of felt like they were rubbing, so I think that was the issue. Oh, okay. Okay. You know, Robert, that's beyond my knowledge. You know what you're talking about is probably a lot simpler than, you know, what you just said, or, you know, not that, but like it's probably a lot simpler to understand, you know, but my brain just can't wrap around it right this moment. I'm sure if you were here and you said, Chase, this is exactly how it works, I'd probably understand. I'm more of like a visual, like I can visually get the concept of things typically more than I can with other stuff. Like I never was good at reading like books or anything, not that I wasn't good at reading, but like I wasn't good at like I could get concepts from books and stuff, but like being shown how to do something was like more my speed. Dude, facts, straight facts. All right, let's get this PlayStation 5 controller battery installed. Okay, it looks like we also. How long ago have you been like learning about that stuff, man? Like, how long have you been, like, in the field? I can't remember. I think we talked about this before. Okay, almost have this. One of the little, I think it's a speaker, or excuse me, not a speaker, a microphone for the PS5 controller. That kind of sits on the front by the thumbsticks. It was missing a little rubber piece. I found it in the plastic bag. I knew it was missing something, but I couldn't, I don't work on these every day, so I couldn't remember what it was missing. And I could tell it was missing something. Haha, Micro Mage, let's go. Chasing that fix, man. Let's freaking go, dude. All right. Let's go, man. Okay, yeah, there's thumbsticks feel good. Buttons not sticking at all. No button stickage. There is no button stickage. L2. Let's put it in there. L1 is not sticking. Dude, this controller looks like new. I'm thinking I may have to like step in and call him, the customer, and just see like what he was talking about. But I'm gonna have to pull these back out really quick because I need to put the screws in, because I think that's it, because everything feels fine. That's right, you're a teacher for electronics, dude. That's so cool, man. And what country are you from again? I'm trying to remember where you said you were from. Okay. Speaking of which, to be honest, off topic, I really do need a lazy boy to work in, man. Okay, so I see 3 screws here. Dude, that is so cool. So, do you teach it in high school? Is that right? Or whatever high school? Yeah, this customer is missing a screw. I don't know if I have one on the bench offhand. I might. Okay, we're missing 1 screw. I probably have one laying around. Let me go grab. I'm gonna grab I have a little bucket full of screws and see if I have one that matches. Yeah, Robert, that's I can't agree with you more. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm getting a quick call. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Robert, honestly, dude, I was going to say I can definitely agree with you. That was actually something that I feel like I've struggled with on YouTube too, is because, like, yeah, you can be smart and you can know a lot of things, but I feel like, at least on YouTube, I feel like you have to come across like you know everything there is to know about everything in order to be successful to some degree. That's the way I felt. And with that said, I think this is a very similar screw. Very similar. With that said, if you, the way I see things, if you come to a point where you feel like you know everything, then you stop learning about things that you don't know about. And I do agree that I don't know everything there is to know about electronics. I know a little bit, and I bought my house with it. So I feel like I know something, especially when it comes to fixing, diagnosing, and repairing. Because I've fixed, there was actually something that that I'm really proud of that I did just recently, and it's just a, I'm trying to think of how to say this without being like pat myself on the back, but something I could say to even encourage you guys, because one thing, when I got into micro soldering, like more than a hobby and doing it more, I was afraid of doing like cell phones and stuff, and like doing motherboard repair, doing underfill under chips, etc. And I do a lot of that now. Let me see. Oh, very cool, Robert. That's what's up, man. Wow. That's really cool, actually. Man, well, hey, props to you, man, for freaking teaching the next generation. That's awesome, dude. Okay, I found another screw that matches. All right, cool. But yeah, as I was saying, like, yeah, I mean, I feel like, even myself, dude, at one point, I was a pretty big a-hole at one point. I was. And, I feel like I'm not a perfect non-a-hole. I feel like there are at times where I can be. 100%. Like, I feel like nobody's perfect, number one. So I can't speak for everybody. Yeah. No, for real, you don't need to know a ton of theory in order to fix something. Just a lot of logic. It's like square peg goes in square hole breaks, replace square hole, it works. Like if it's a port or something. But like if it's a chip, it's like if it doesn't charge, replace the charging chip. It's like if voltage stops here and it has no voltage output, replace the chip. It's like the flow of a circuit, or let's take like the flow of water. If the water's flowing and it stops, there's a reason why it stopped. Fix the part where it stops so it can keep flowing. And then usually it gets fixed. So there's that. But yeah, as I was saying, like, when it comes to just as me recent, I had a big win that I was really proud of, because, I didn't think I would ever get in a position where I would be able to know how to do some stuff. So like in the most recent times, last couple of months and basically in this last year, I started working for a cell phone repair shop, and like doing microsoldering. I'm the microsoldering technician, so I do like all the game consoles, laptops, cell phones, tablets, everything. And and we started to get into data recovery and other motherboard jobs, because when you work in a phone shop, eventually you're going to see like other, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm having a slight issue with closing this controller. I think there is a bent piece of plastic here. So if a YouTuber have said it the way to do stuff, it's like God said. That's funny, dude. That facts, dude. But no, for real though. So the big wins that I'm talking about is, like, I can think of a couple different areas. We had an iPhone 8 that came in, and an iPhone 6S, and the iPhone 8 had no power, and the 6S also had no power, and these were like months apart from each other, so it was just a learning process. So the phone would, when you would plug it in, it would draw normal current, like zero amps, but when you prompt it to boot, it would jump up to like 2 amps, right? And when you turn on a phone, like especially like an iPhone, typically you see it draw like 100 milliamps, 200 milliamps, 300, back down to 2, 3, 4, back down to like through 2, 3, up to 5, back down to 2, 3, 6, up to an amp, back down to, and then eventually drops back down to 0. That's how you know a phone is turning on. Okay, yeah, I found the issue. There is a bent piece of plastic here. So, anyways, the phone was drawing 2 amps, right? So what that typically means, and I can say it now, is you probably have a short somewhere on the VCC main circuit, which is like the main power rail. It's like on like a game console, it's like the 12-volt rail is shorted. It's like the whole phone's not going to turn on because the main power rail is shorted directly to ground. So, under a thermal cam, when you have a phone that's doing that, typically you're going to have one chip heat up, and it's going to be a MOSFET that's connected to the main power rail, and that's basically the middleman between the main power rail and your battery connection, where you're applying power to the board. So I realized that, and if you look at a schematic, you can find the VCC main circuit, and if you test that, that will be shorted because the middleman between you and the shorted rail is the MOSFET. So if the MOSFET gets hot, the MOSFET isn't the problem, it's something on the other side of the MOSFET. And that was something that I learned this year. I thought was kind of crazy, but I mean, you never stop learning when it comes to electronic repair. So, but I ended up fixing that phone and getting the data back for the customer. Same with the iPhone 6S. Same deal. And that was a huge win. Now, one win that a couple other wins that I had recently, I had an iPhone 11 that came in, I think it was liquid damage. Customer wanted their data, and we ended up, so I started to teach myself how to split the motherboards in half, because on the iPhones they're now split boards as of recent years. And if you have a board heater and a stencil for reballing and all that stuff, you can put the board, you could actually put a board in they have a jig where you can basically separate the boards. You heat them up, desolder them, clean the solder off of both boards, then you put them in this test jig that clamps together, so you can actually basically simulate the board being connected, like without having it soldered together. So you can test the board and see where the problem is. If your problem's on the top board or the bottom board, and you can figure that out. Well, customer needed data, so we ended up swapping the bottom board because we found that the problem was on the bottom board, and I think it was there was some sort of issue on the bottom board. I don't remember what it was offhand, but we ended up putting a new bottom board on it, and then we were able to get the data back for the customer. And we did the same thing with an iPhone 12 Pro. That was another thing that I did. And then the one thing that I did yesterday that I was actually very proud of, I took the time to figure it out. We had a iPhone 8 Plus that came in that had data, or it had no display. So the phone would boot up, but there was no display at all. Let me see. Dude, sometimes it is a bad chip, but like on phones, it depends. It really depends. I see for like it's like a 60-40. Maybe I see more of one than the other, or more of the other than the other, Sometimes I'll see more bad caps or more bad chips. It just depends. But yeah, so the one I had yesterday, iPhone 8 Plus, no image. Phone boots up, but no image. So my initial approach was to check the chestnut display chip, if there were any shorted capacitors, or check in diode mode around the caps around the chestnut chip. I ended up finding out that one of the lines on the chestnut chip was blown open. So anyways, okay, L1 is sticking. What the heck, man? Because I tried you earlier. Maybe it isn't. Oh, there it is. Oh wait, did I put this? I don't know if I put the screw back into this one. Did I? Oh, I didn't fully put the screw back in. So I always check them, man. Always check them. All right, got it. Yeah, oh, absolutely, man. Cool. All right, we're good now. Sticks feel good. Everything feels good. We're good. And all the screws are in, so now we're good. But yeah, so Anyway, so I changed chestnut. I pulled it from a donor. I reballed it, put it back on the board. And then I had backlight but no image still. So I checked. So like, just from previous experience on PlayStation 5 and PS4 and like going down the line, you have RF chokes on the display lines for the HDMI. And there are RF chokes on the display connector, or like not on it, but like that go to it. And I ended up finding a blown RF choke that goes to 2 CPU lines for display. So I swapped out that RF choke and image. We had image on the phone. So that was a huge win that I had just recently. So yeah, yesterday. And that was something like, cause like, you know, I've been doing this now for, you know, like electronics full time for, so I worked at a cell phone place, or I worked at T-Mobile, which is a cell provider here in the States. And I worked at T-Mobile for about a year as a repair technician for phones. So like if people had insurance and they broke their screen, we could replace the screen, all that stuff, whatever. So, oh, I got a call coming in. Hang on, guys. All right. Oh, and we got another call. One after another. All right. I am back. Good stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. Funny enough, I guess to kind of like bring it back, you know, my thoughts are, you're never too old to learn something new. That's one thing that I'm, you know, coming into, and you know, getting good at a specific skill. Also, one skill that I'm currently working on that I have not perfected yet is removing a CPU from a cell phone board, reballing it, and putting it back on successfully. That is something that I am still struggling with, that I want to get going on being successful in. That is something I have not been successful in yet. Okay, hang on, guys. Got another call coming in. All right, guys, I am back. Oh, hey, I mean, if the phone rings, man. I'll take care of it. I'm usually so. I have my brother Frankie usually is here, Monday through Friday, and then I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Saturdays too. So I'm here Saturday 11 to 3. So I pretty much like whatever repairs are here that came in from Friday or whatever comes in today, I usually take care of. And then the front as well, taking care of customers, phone calls, all that good stuff. But some Saturdays were not super busy. This Saturday just turns out that we were a little busy. What's funny is we actually did have a customer that I've had to ask, have you turned it off and on again? And that usually fixes it sometimes. Uh, hey, these chips, man, chips don't like to be on for 35 years straight. They need a break every so often. Imagine running your engine for 35 years straight without turning it off. Now that would be insane. Dude, I just read a comment on my latest video. The how to be like your favorite repair YouTubers. Person says, "This is shockingly cringe. You really need to grow up and concentrate your time and effort and learn how to repair stuff properly." I'm like dead, dude. That's funny. Like I guess my response to that. Oh, you know what? Give me a second, guys. I'll be right with you. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had like 3 or 4 customers in a row, so I'm like trying to like juggle everything. All right. And we back with the red chair again. Oh, dude. Yeah, sorry guys. I do apologize for the inconvenience, but I am back. I'll be here for roughly 20 more minutes, barring, if any other customers come in. Oh man. Yeah, it's been today was a kind of a crazy day for live streaming because it's just been like back to back to back, just I guess when it came down to, I think somebody asked me like how business has been in this economy. Today, crazy. Before, not as bad. It's usually not too bad. Okay, but I am back officially. I think there's like a pretty hefty delay on let me see here. Yeah. Oh, okay, normal latency. There's no way to adjust latency on this? Maybe I could have adjusted latency. I think it's got low latency. Huh. All right. Oh well, whatever. I was gonna try to see if I could fix it, but I don't think I can. Oh well, whatever's. All right. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I'm watching like the rewind of it, and like, or what you guys are seeing live, and it looks like it's like behind, like at least like 2 or 3 minutes. So that's my bad. Even though I'm back, it's like it's lagged. So I'm like, I've been back. I'm in the present, but it's like still going. All right. Yeah, so the PS5 controller, put that back together. Everything's good to go. It tested fine. And then the Nintendo Switch, actually both of them just got picked up, so that's good. So now all I got to do is close up my tickets, because now I have a ticket system. And that's one thing I learned just recently. If you have a repair business, you should totally invest in a ticket system. Man, my stream is like very, very behind. Oh, maybe. No. Oh, my thing was. Wow, I feel kind of dumb. It looks like my live on just where I was seeing was like really like behind. All right, cool. All right, we're getting there. Okay, so I can contact. Oh no, these are all done. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was looking just before all those customers came in at once. I was looking at that comment that someone made on my latest video. I thought was kind of funny. This is shockingly cringe. You really need to grow up and concentrate your time and effort to learn how to repair stuff properly. Little do they know, I do my best to repair stuff properly, and I bought my house doing it, so I mean, if I have extra time to make cringe content, then I'm gonna do it, because I like cringe humor. And apparently 65 people liked that video, and 65 people like the cringe content too, so I'll take it. So that's funny. All right, I gotta log these transactions here. Okay. Okay. Done, done, done. All right. Yeah, a lot of this stuff when it comes to like doing tickets and stuff, I have to do everything manually. Where I have to like go into the ticket system, check it out, like all that good stuff. Okay. Hey Robert, well I am grateful that you decided to spend time on my stream today. I am incredibly grateful. And just to add, any one of you that are still watching or will watch later, etc., you guys are amazing. I appreciate every single one of you. All right. Yeah, because like I have to go through all of these like one by one, take payment, etc. Move forward, take the next one, move forward. It gets kind of monotonous sometimes. Thankfully, usually Frankie takes care of this stuff, but oh, that was the incorrect. I think that was the incorrect one. Might have to go back. Oh no, that was totally correct. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. Okay, and then we got one. I got two more that I gotta do. All right. You're the best, Robert. I appreciate you, dude. Okay, resolve the ticket. Now I can move forward with my life. All right, I did not. Did I close out this one? I thought I did. Yeah. Oh, it's still. Ticket's. Oh, ticket's still open. Okay, invoice. It's already paid. Resolve. Edit. Update invoice. No, I didn't update anything. Actions. How do I close the ticket? I'm still learning our new software, even though we've had it for like ever now. Okay. There's a way to do it. I gotta figure it out. How do I? Oh, probably just go to the ticket itself and close it. Resolve. Quick resolve. Done. Alright, cool. Move on. The more I close out my tickets and all my ticket system for the day, then I can like, you know, clear out basically my queue so I know what devices I have to work on. All that good stuff. invoice. Take payment. All right, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, cool. We're good. That's it. All right, everything has been resolved. Heck yeah, let's freaking go, man. Dude, so when I get home today, after the shop, I am gonna help the wife with our new house and clean up stuff and set stuff up, and then hopefully. So I got a garage, and so I got a couch out there, and I'd actually garbage picked a TV. When I say garbage picked, it was literally just the TV out there. It was on the next street over to where my house is, and dude, it's a 2009 Sony 52-inch LCD, very freaking heavy, but works. The TV works, sound, display. 3 HDMI ports, 1080p. It's like, dude, you can't ask for too much else, man. So I picked up that TV, and we have a mount for it that's like on like wheels. Like it's almost like a TV cart almost. Then probably at some point I want to set it up. I want to set up my couch. Just get everything set up so it's like you can go out to the garage, you can just freaking put on a game, do whatever. Hook up your game console to it, whatever, just so you can play stuff. That's something that I really want to do. I don't know if I'll have time today or this weekend, but that's what I want to do at some point. Oh, man. Get on some GTA 5, man. Just freaking drive around Los Santos and chill, man. That's what I want to do. Play some COD, whatever. Dude, I almost never play video games because I'm working on the console so much that I'm just like, I'll get home and I'm like, dude, I don't even want to play. I don't want to do nothing. My brain, it's like I already did all the problem solving and troubleshooting for the day, so my brain's just like, nah, man. Time for trash TV, YouTube, or whatever else, man. Like, that's my relaxing times. Like, I got to jump on YouTube and do, just like watch some reels, or no, that's Facebook. Watch some shorts on YouTube, or like find something interesting, or that I'm looking like into or whatever. Trying to think, because like what's funny is I don't watch repair content that much that like I used to. I do watch some from time to time, but like I don't watch nearly as much as what I used to. Like nowadays, like I'll watch like documentary stuff. So like about different people's lives, or like different events that are happening in the world, or whatever, or things that have happened in the world. Like I think that's probably like what I'm interested right now in, but that's like always subject to change, tastes change, people change, and their likes and all that. But to each their own. But yeah, I was gonna say, so like right now, it's pretty much just it's me. I don't know if I mentioned, but my dad is back to work, full time. He's here Monday through Friday. My brother's here Monday through Friday, and if we get slammed on a Saturday, he'll come in. Yeah, no, I 100% agree, Micro. And to be honest, dude, like, to be honest, man, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do as far as, like, YouTube content goes, because, like, I don't want to post the same thing, like, over and over. It's like, dude, I've already shown how to fix an HDMI port. I've shown how to solder. I've shown all these different things. And, like, you can only do that so many times. And it's, like, to the point where your repair content becomes so like repetitive, if you know what I mean. Like, and that was something that I was struggling with for at least the last year ish, about a year. I wasn't sure, especially after I became monetized. I came to a point where I was like, dude, what am I gonna do on YouTube? Because like YouTube isn't a full-time job. It's definitely more of a hobby, but like YouTube obviously drives a lot of my business too. So it's like it's also part of business, but I also, for anybody that's interested in the content that I make, I don't want it to be repetitive, because just as much as I don't like repetitiveness when it comes to content, I like originality. I like original ideas, because original ideas do good on YouTube, typically. Depends on what the idea is, but that's, neither here nor there. But, I'm not a big thing of the same thing all the time, and I like a change. I like a change in pace. Yeah, no, I hear you. And I feel like when it comes to the approach on YouTube for me personally is like um you have to do two things. Um your original viewer and subscriber base, they subscribed because of your old content, because they liked what you were posting. And then you have, if the content never changes to some degree to reach to new audiences, I don't know, because it's really difficult. Maybe it just is for me, because I'm like trying to understand, like, how do I reach? It's like, how do you grow on YouTube? How do you reach another audience? Or how do you do something in such an original way that reaches another audience? It's like, it's so deep when you really sit down and like you try to dig deep into it, because it's more like, realistically, when it comes to making content on YouTube, it's all psychological. It's all a matter of not just the thumbnail and the title, but it's how you execute the video. I feel like I've gotten better at it over the years. I'm not perfect at it. I know that for sure, because like I'll watch other people's stuff and I'll be like, man, I wish I would have done it this way, or man, I wish I would have executed it this way, or I made number one mistake when I did this. Because like when you're analyzing your when you're analyzing your YouTube analytics and you're watching when people dropped off the video, when they stayed, what they liked more, because you're just studying the way that other people think while they're watching it, and you have to like make decisions based off of that. But yeah, I mean, I guess I guess like the repetitive nature of it is like, I can only show so many, like I can only show like a couple ways on fixing an HDMI port on a console, but like I feel like I've already done it a lot, and I don't feel like I just, me personally, there probably is other creative ways to like make the content fun, make the content interesting, but still make it in the same format, the same outcome. But myself personally, I just kind of felt like I was just getting really, really burnt out with the same thing, and it was just like, how do I become creative in this? Like, I felt like I was creating a box that I could only be creative inside of the box. Right. Exactly. That is exactly right. And that's the way I feel. It's like, you want to grow on YouTube, you have to think outside of the box, and you have to do it in such a unique way that makes it be clickable and watchable and make the audience care. I'm not saying that I do that all the time, because I know that I don't. but I try, but I also, if the audience doesn't like it, I just tell myself, okay, that's just what the audience didn't like. I don't, you know, it is what it is. Because I've had some videos pop off. I've had videos do good. Like I think the biggest video on my channel right now is how to test an SMD MOSFET. I think is what it is, and oh yeah, no, for sure, Finks. And that's another thing. If you like, that's one thing that I have to keep in mind as well. Like for instance, Northridge Fix. I've seen him fix the same thing like over and over many times. But I like him, so I click and watch. But I don't watch Northridge Fix as much as I used to. I think it's just mainly because my tastes have changed, and it's not just him personally, because I actually really like Northridge Fix a lot. And what's funny is I actually watch Tronics Fix every Friday when he releases a video. I watch them all like religiously. I'm like, I know Friday there's going to be a Tronics Fix video. I don't know what it is. It's the same thing all the time, but I do like his content, so I do watch it. But yeah, when it comes to YouTube, I thought to myself, what do I need to do to make my videos more interesting? And I think that's one thing. Yes, dude, that is the thing. Tronics Fix does fine, but what is he doing that is making it work? He's obviously doing something, and I don't know if it's just his character, like not character, like personality. I wonder if it's his personality or if it's like something else. I just don't know. That's something that is kind of sticking with me, that I am really trying to come to terms with. But at the same time, I feel like in our niche that we're in with repair, there needs to be some revamping. That's true as well, Jay. To be honest, I see what you're saying, man. Be yourself, show your skills. And I think that's one thing that I don't ever want to stop doing, because yeah, like I like to make videos that that revolve around showing the skill and showing like different things that make me different things that I'm interested in. And that was like with the one video that I just made recently with that phone charger crank thing. When I made that video, that was actually something that I was like really interested in. That like just showing some of the skills, because obviously I didn't show any of the building of it. I wish I kind of would have, but that was something that I really liked and I enjoyed making. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, it'd be kind of fun to do some like cringy comedy and just like enter it into the scene, man. Because like I don't know that there is enough comedicness or comedy in that way in the repair space. I think there's a lot of business, a lot of techniques, a lot of skill, like showing off skill, technique, showing off there's like a lot of different things that just feel very boxed in. And I think it's kind of fun that if we could kind of take some funniness and just like throw it in to the repair space, repair community, repair scene, and just make it fun and make it more enjoyable. So I feel like, oh, what's that? Yeah, no, I agree, Robert, 100%. And that I feel like at the same time, like I want to be creative with the way that videos are done as well, because I know that if I make the same video every time, obviously being repetitive, not growing in viewers, I don't know, maybe I have the wrong idea about it. I'm not sure. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, my air compressor just turned on. Okay. So, yeah, no, so like, okay. I've been watching, cuz like I'm very interested in the topic of growing on YouTube. And so I actually do watch a lot of videos on that as well. But I think what is interesting is like I've watched a lot of Mr. Beast, and I don't want to just put Mr. Beast out there, talk about him again, because everybody talks when it comes to growing on YouTube. People are like, they just like it's like referencing, it's like, all right, book of references, it's like number 1 Mr. Beast, and it's all the references they have because he's one of the top creators on the platform, right? But when it comes to the repair space, I feel like there's so much of the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And you might have some revamped stuff. Like you might have, because you have new devices that come out and then shows new techniques on how to repair certain things. And I think those things should be covered. But like when you cover the same thing and like 100 billion channels cover it, it just makes originality, like if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, it's like having a Minecraft YouTube channel. Dude, how many people record Minecraft content? And then how do you make it unique? And then you look at the Dream Team, right? Like Dream. If you guys remember who Dream is, Dream is a Minecraft YouTuber that had a really interesting storytelling approach to Minecraft. He did something called a Minecraft Manhunt series. I'm pretty big into Minecraft, so I like it. But Minecraft is just basically a game of building blocks, and when he added an element of storytelling in it, the videos went like mega viral, like 100 million plus views, right? And it's like, how did he grow on YouTube, and how did he make himself in the saturated Minecraft scene or community? How did he get on top? That's the question, is like, how do you get on top of a scene, or how do you do it that makes it? And it's like, how does Northridge Fix do it? How does Tronics Fix do it? And you have to, at least for me personally, I'm like studying, how do they get on top of the scene? How does that make them? Because like, all right, you have some people, like, this is my thought on this. Soren, so Electronic Repair School, right? Okay, he has some of the most original ideas and approaches to fixing electronics without schematics that I just like. I'm like, dude, I love Soren. I've literally been watching his videos for years. His videos, they're not like super well cut and edited like some other people's videos, right? But he's still famous and he's still big on YouTube, and it's like, okay, his videos are great. They're really good. And maybe it's just because his approach to repair is such original that made him as big as he is, and he's actually really good at it. I mean, it could be a lot of different approaches to that. But then there's also, let me see. I'm sorry, I have not looked at the chat. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, he is. Mr. Beast is an analytic expert. Yeah, and I think you're right, Taptic. I agree with that. When you're being yourself, and I think it shows true to the character of, or to the tune to of original. Like when, I think the reason why YouTube is as good as it is when you showcase your like when people can relate to you, and I agree with that. Yeah, being able to respond to people and being able to relate to them, I think that's what makes content do good as well. And I think along the lines of Soren, I think that could be what you're saying. Like, the reason why people like him is because I guess he would be relatable in a lot of ways, not having a schematic and being able to fix something without it. I think that could possibly be like a reason why he's as big as he is.
Yeah, I could see that as an option as well. And that could be an approach that I may make in the future, to be honest, because it's like there's several different types of videos. Because it's like, all right, like I have what like this like just like probably you guys probably have other interests outside of electronics, right? And like I see like there's different different niches, and I almost feel like if you have a repair channel, it has to stay that way, otherwise it will, you know. And I feel like that's where I came to the conclusion about being like feeling like I was in a box, with trying to be original with the content and struggling with that like connection, trying to be original while making the same content. That was just such a struggle to me, because I felt like if I'm doing the same thing, it's not like, I don't know, maybe the same topic. I don't know. It's just like that's how I was feeling about it. I knew you were gonna ask me that one day. Here I am. I don't know, dude. Reach out. You can feel free to email me. I will quickly drop my email in the chat, so you can hit me up. That should be at chasefournierrepairs@gmail.com. Uh, yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, we'll have to do something at some point. I'm totally down, honestly. Um, yeah, like, yeah. I mean, as far as like YouTube goes, I feel like you have two approaches. You can either niche up or niche down, and I think for myself personally, niching out is it's like not getting super nerdy into what I'm doing, but incorporating both so that I can capture a larger audience. Because I feel like if I niche down too much, maybe I'll still grow, but maybe I won't. I don't know. Because I have talked to a couple of guys that are a couple of creators in our niche that they feel like they should niche down more and be more like into it. Because like, all right, for instance, it's almost like you have there's actually one guy that I really like to watch when he does release videos. The name of the channel I believe is Stack Smashing. I'm pretty sure, but he's done a couple of videos that I like really liked, and I know almost nothing about what he's talking about. And there's videos also like Great Scott, or no, wait, no, what's his? I think it's Great Scott. I think it's Great Scott, maybe. I think he's a German guy, and I know almost nothing about like how he's explaining a lot of the electronic, like the math behind a lot of the way he's explaining electronics. But I still watch his videos and I don't understand it. And then, I mean, like then you have guys like Chris Fix, right? Chris Fix is a car guy, right? Like I do fix my own car. I'm not like, as I can do like front end work on my car, right? I did when I owned my HHR, my Chevy HHR. I did the front end on that, but I didn't do more than that. I've never done an engine or transmission, but I've done like other stuff, right? So like I can do some car work. So I like watching Chris Fix because I do some car work, right? But I'm sure there are a ton of people that don't work on cars that watch Chris Fix, right? I'm sure there's like a bunch of different things. Yes, Taptic. I think what's actually really funny is there are a lot of people on YouTube that take a very long time to explain something when you can just get right down to the point and just solve it. All right, Robert, take care, man. I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for hanging out. I know I need to get out of here too because it's after 3 and we should already be closed by now. But yeah, the conversation just, I could not stop talking. I love the conversation right now. But yeah, no, that's actually one interesting thing is, it's funny because you and I are on the same page with this. I think that's why one of my videos in specific blew up the way it did, the how to test a SMD MOSFET. And the video wasn't even that great, to be honest. It wasn't. But it did solve a very crucial, fundamental problem in that, and the reason why it got a lot of views is because it's short, sweet, to the point as much as, and that was actually before I started studying a lot of YouTube analytics and all of that. Yeah, right. How to remove the iPhone frontal lobes in a 10-minute video, and it's just them showing the iPhone for like 5 minutes. Like, bro, just get to the point, man. We clicked for a reason. Facts, though, dude. 100%. That is 100% relatable. Yeah, so that is 100%. And what's funny is when I started to make content that was more to the point, my videos got shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. And so I think, and that's the thing is, like, I can take content and I'll chop it up and I'll make it as watchable as that I feel like is comfortably watchable, right? And then I'm like, crap, now I only have a 3-minute video. And I'm like, nobody's going to want to click on this, but like maybe they will. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, and then another thing is short form content is doing really well. At least shorts are. So I don't know. There's a mixture, but dude, I am totally down to make something with you. You got to reach out though. Let me know what you think if you have an idea. Yeah, what's funny is I actually don't have a 3D printer. I would like to get one eventually, but yeah, that does sound like a really cool idea. Exactly, a micro, and I do think you capture that very well. Getting to the point is like super, super important, and it's like it it is to some degree. If you are familiar, there's actually a channel that I really like that does capture short content very well, and I will drop his channel real quick. And he has over 500,000 subs, so it makes sense. He is a micro soldering data recovery channel. It's MD Repairs. Have you guys ever heard of MD Repairs? He is one that actually makes short content that is literally like full on like data recovery, shorts all over the board, data recovery, but like he does it in such a way that just like, man, it makes sense. It's so good. And then there's other channels, right? Like there's not just that, but then on the other side of the spectrum, you have, because like I'll watch these too. There's a guy that just came up recently when he had like a ton of videos go mega viral. Bringus Studios. Have you guys heard of Bringus Studios? He'll do like trying to run Steam Deck OS on like really crappy laptop, or like he'll just try to run games on like weird hardware, or like talk about homebrew or something like that on like modded devices. I like homebrew and modding like game consoles, like I like all that stuff, right? And so I watch videos based on that a lot of the time. Like, I mean, you got Modern Vintage Gamer. I watch him a lot. MVG, and he's really good when it comes to just like making documentary style videos, also like talking about new things and new advancements in the scene. I feel like he does that very well in capturing it. And then you have other people too, like Modded Warfare, I think is his name. And then there's a old school one, Mr. Mario 2011. But that's like in the console modding like side of things. Like if that's the things that you're into and that you like, that's actually funny enough. When I started this channel, that's actually what I was doing. I deleted a ton of videos. I wish I still had them. I don't have them anymore. But I had a lot. Like I actually got to about 200 subscribers because I used to post modding videos. And then I had one video in particular that popped off, and it had like over 5,000 views, and I ended up deleting it. I'm like, man, sitting here wondering why I deleted it, you know. But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I think when it comes to the approach on YouTube, I feel like there are things that work, there are things that don't. But I also think that, like, I mean, there's no real way to like sum it up. You know, there are things that work, there are things that don't. But at the same time, some people do the things that don't necessarily work on YouTube, and it works and successful because of the way that they did it. Yeah, so I used to watch a little bit of Adam. I think Adam and IT. I know who you're talking about. I actually used to watch him like a couple years ago, and I have watched a few things of his. I never got like super into him, but I did watch a couple things when he kind of got big on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously there's a mixture. There's a mixture of like different people that I watch. You know, I might, if we do end up coming up with a part 2 for the how to be like a specific repair YouTuber, I will definitely have to watch him a little bit more and see if I can pick up any funny things that I can try to replicate. That'd be funny. But yeah, I think there are ways to grow on YouTube, but I feel like it has to be done in a specific creative way that makes sense. I guess that's the way I can put it. The way I feel is that I don't feel like, if I don't feel like the video will do well, I won't even touch the video idea. You know, like I'll think of ideas, right? And I'll be like, if I feel like it's not going to do, and that's the thing is, like, I don't know all the time that the video is going to do good. I don't know that. And I say views wise, like views, growing the channel, because like that's what you want. You want to grow your channel. You don't want your channel to stay stagnant or not get views at all. And I think that's the one thing that I've come to terms with, because I'm like, but because it's just such a struggle, man. Like, trying to figure out what works on YouTube is so tough sometimes, because you want to be your original self. You don't want people to like you for any other reason but for being yourself, you know? And I think that's what really matters to me, at least. Oh man, dude, we could literally go on for hours talking about this. I love talking about YouTube. I'm a huge into YouTube. Right, and see, that's the thing, to trying not to force it. My whole thought was, if I was trying to make, yes, and that's true too, making content you're happy with. Dude, I feel like, because I feel like there are some times where I'll make content I'll be happy with, but it just doesn't do well on YouTube. And so because it doesn't do well, I feel like, no, I don't want to do that content anymore, because it doesn't make sense. If I put all this work, time, and effort, because it's like, if my idea is to grow on YouTube, then I don't want to post something that's going to waste time in growing, because it's like, I feel like if I post something that doesn't make sense for me to post to grow, then I don't know. Yeah, dude, I am totally down. Yeah, hit me up, dude. And we can try to make something happen, because I'm definitely interested. Hey, I appreciate you asking me, because that'd be cool. But yeah, so I mean, but like, like, as of recent, my approach is, let's bring some comedy into this. Let's make it fun, you know, because I feel like if I niche down too much, I feel like my box of creativity is incredibly small, And maybe that's just me not thinking outside of the box. I think that might be what it actually is. And I think that's just probably my own struggle. But yeah, instead of just feeling like I'm trapped in the box, I'll just step outside of the box briefly just to kind of like change the direction, change the narrative of the content and the structure and the format, and then chase that instead, and chase that something else, right? I guess chase the fix, but chase the I don't know, chase the comedy, chase the this, chase the that. I think there's other ways, at least for me personally, because like like I said, there are people that do what they do and they do it great when they niche down or they niche in different ways. But yeah, dude, like there's so much that goes into it, man. Like the YouTube beast, man, attacking the YouTube beast and doing good on YouTube is it's a beast, man, in itself. But I'm totally all in as far as like to work on YouTube and to like actually make content that matters, and that doesn't feel like I'm wasting my time. No, for sure, man. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I look at YouTube and I say I don't want to be concerned with because like I'm not relying on YouTube for a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing it because I like to do YouTube. But I think when I say I don't want to waste my time with it, what I feel like I mean is I don't want to waste my time, but I don't want to waste time making content that other people don't care about watching, because then it's like, well, then why did I make it? Because no one else wants to watch it. And I don't, it's like, because then it doesn't do good for me, obviously, because nobody wants to watch it. So the channel doesn't grow, and it doesn't do good for everybody else because nobody wants to watch it. And then, I have to be like, and then I have to change the narrative and move in a different direction. I'm like, okay, well, they didn't like this, so let's do this instead. And they didn't like this, so let's do this instead. Oh, they liked this. Let's kind of do stuff around that, direction. There's a lot that goes into it. But because, a lot of our business, like, a lot of the business that I get, like, for fixing devices, comes from YouTube. Like if people locally see my channel, then they'll be more apt to come in and get something done. And so that's usually like that's what YouTube is for me. A lot of it, besides an outlet for showing creativity and being creatively open to showcase skill and talent or whatever. It's not just that, but it's also a drive for business to succeed, business to grow, and to have fun doing it at the same time, But yeah, anyways, YouTube is its own beast, and it's I'm always trying to think of creative ways to make it more fun, and to maybe change the narrative in certain niche topics to make it more interesting. Try different formats that may do better. You know what I mean? So I feel like the introduce repair, show repair, fix it, or show that I can't fix it and be done. Like that format's good and it does work for a lot of people, and it has worked for me too. But like I feel like to grow more, there's got to be a different way. There's got to be a different format that works better, or a different way to make content better. I don't know. And I'm not saying that I'm just saying it for me personally. I don't think, because there are people like Electronics Fix that like obviously does it well. You got Northridge Fix that does it well. And so I'm like, okay, so what do I do to make the videos not stagnant and feel bland, feel unoriginal, there's so much that goes into it. I feel like for me it's like really deep, and because I'm like, okay, so what is the solution? We have to find the solution, because like we're all YouTubers, right? So we're all trying to grow on YouTube, but like what is the solution? How do we grow on YouTube? How does it make sense for you? as far as spending your time, because your time is you only have 24 hours in a day. How do you make it to where the content you're making is not a waste of your time, it's not a waste of the viewer's time, that they feel like they got value out of it? How can we deliver how can we deliver a product that makes sense? It's like, if you like, it reminds me of like, okay, a Chinese product, right? That's like, you buy something off of AliExpress, you buy something like from Walmart, that's just like, when I say Walmart, I mean like a convenience store that's like, that's just like, you buy something crappy, or you go to, in the States, we have something called Five Below, that sells a lot of cheap Chinese crap. And it's like, imagine you buy the crap, right? And it's crap. It's like, you don't want the same old crap. You want something that is original, that's got quality, that's got substance to it. Something that like is like, wow, I'm glad I bought this because it made my life better, And like, when it comes to YouTube and being original in that box of like the niche that you're in, I feel like if it makes sense for me to feel like I actually did something that brought value, then that's what I want to do. But I want to do it in a way that the viewer feels like they got something of value from it, whether it was a laugh, or they got knowledge, or they got peace in their heart, or whatever made them feel like, wow, I really liked this. I feel like that's what matters rather than the quantity. And so as of recent, that's why I haven't posted as many videos as I've wanted to in the last like couple months. Also, I've been moving into my new house, so like kind of gave me a reason to not really post too much. So, but in that time frame, I kind of thought, I kind of want to do a comedy skit and try to make that happen. And so the last probably week and a half is what I spent like working on that, and then and it ended up filming it, executing it, and uploading it. And so I'm really glad if you guys watched. If you liked it, I'm very grateful. But yeah, so yeah. Oh, 100% Taptic, 100%. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, there are some videos that if people like you, like if they like you, like for your character, your personality, they'll click and they'll watch, and they'll sit and watch, and they'll enjoy it. And when that happens, it's based off of because they like you, rather than the topic. And so you have like two different things. Like, okay, you post something, people watch it, they click, they watch, and they click and watch because they like you. And so they'll watch because of whatever the topic is. But then you'll have some videos where the people like that are brand new viewers, they don't know who you are, and so they click, and they don't know necessarily what the topic is about, but they're interested in the topic, and so they click, they don't know who you are, so they watch it. And then you have the golden videos where the topic is incredibly clickable, and you're a likable person, and they end up liking you long term for the new viewers, and the old viewers like you because they like you and they like the topic, and then it's just a win-win all the way around. But yeah, that's the way I'm seeing it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like I feel like at the same time that's kind of the reason why I felt trapped in a box with creating YouTube content, because I was like, if I'm going to keep making videos, I don't want to make it on the same thing all the time, because it doesn't make sense for me to, like, mentally, I just don't want to do that. I like to have a change of scenery personally. Some people do like the same thing over and over. I'm just, I can't stand repetition a lot of times, just myself personally. And so I'm like, I've got to make something that just makes sense. So at least makes sense for me and for the viewer. Makes sense, because I don't want to waste the viewer's time. I don't want to waste my time, because why would I waste time making something that doesn't make the viewer want to come back? You know what I mean? I guess that's the way I see it. Taptic, you're amazing, and I'm grateful, man. That's very sweet. Appreciate that, dude, a lot. Yeah, and that's, I feel like that's another reason why someone could grow on YouTube is YouTube personality as well. being able to talk to a camera. You know what's funny is because I'm looking at a camera, right? And I think it's funny because like, because there's like almost like an element of parasocial relationships, like having a relationship with your audience by talking to them and personality wise and all that. And like I understand like the personality aspect to it too, and how a viewer could like a content creator based off their personality as well as other things that they do. So but dude, I'm very grateful. But yeah, what's funny is I was watching what's funny is I started my so I have the job here, and then I started my other job, right, where I do the same thing, cell phone repair, and I was looking at different like obscure oddball phones, and I seen Taptic Digital. I was like, all right, sure, I'll watch it because it's a teardown. And then you made it fun and you made it interesting, and I was like, I like this. I'm like, this guy deserves a sub, like, because you were doing something that I thought, okay, this guy, if anyone's gonna make it in this repair thing, he's gonna do it, because he has this mindset that is set in making the video interesting while showing exactly why you clicked. And it was so unique, and I was like, yes, this deserves a sub for sure. Yes, and I agree with that as well. As far as your content, when your content is good, the sub count, 100%. Yeah, that's actually one thing I agree with as well, is even if you have a low sub count, you can still get thousands or hundreds of thousands of views depending on the content you make. I've seen that done many times, where you can, I watched a channel with like 8,000 subscribers. In fact, Bringus Studios, the one I'm talking about, he had a video that popped off where the video was, I made a GameCube Mini, or GameCube, like a very thin GameCube, being like 3D printed it, and it says, I made a GameCube Mini because Nintendo won't. That was the video, and the video did like over 200,000 views. He had 8,000 subscribers, and it just grew to like 30,000 within a couple days. It was nuts. But yeah, it's like you have videos like that just, the algorithm just freaking pushes to everybody, and the video just does well, and it's just like, wow. So yeah, but then of course you got niche topics that they may not get nearly as many views, and I think topic matters. Dude, I feel like there's so many intricacies to YouTube and creating content that it's just like, it's like you have to, it's like a very thin line you need to follow and do exactly what you need to do to grow, and then kind of go from there. But then obviously there's some people, if you have a good personality, you have people like Emma Chamberlain, and others. I can think maybe Casey Neistat, that have good personalities, and it takes them very far. If they feel genuine, they feel connectable to be, to watch. I haven't watched a lot of Emma Chamberlain, but I have watched a couple of her videos in order to just gain a grasp on the idea of her personality driving her content, and driving views to her content. Yeah, for sure. Taptic, Micromage, if you're still here, buddy, and anyone else, I appreciate you guys. I do need to get out of here because it's 40 minutes past the time we're closing. The door's still open. But I couldn't stop with this talk about YouTube. Dude, I literally could talk about it for hours because there's so many intricacies to it. But I love it. I think YouTube is one of the most interesting things that I've ever done in my life. It's so, because you have to do things in such a specific way. But yes, I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you guys later, okay? Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for the live stream and joining in. I appreciate every single one of you. And you guys take care and have a lovely rest of your day.